Hello, this is Sejal, Ahiwale, Faculty of Business Administration. Today we are going to discuss the business communication. While a business administration student, you should focus on the communication skill. Communication skill is the most important skill. So, we will start with business communication. So, first the communication word is derived from the Latin word which is communicare. Communicare means what? Communicare means to share. Okay. So, first of all, what is communication? Communication is process of exchanging information, ideas, feelings, thoughts, beliefs between the sender and receiver. Here are the some definitions given by the authors. Shannon and Ware, communication is what happens between two or more minds. Davis and Newstrom said that the communication is transfer of information and understanding between the people. Next, John said that the communication is ability to make contract with another person and to be understood. Third, William said that the communication is exchange of idea, facts, opinion, emotions between the people, and Allen said that communication is a bridge of meaning. In simply, we can say that communication means exchange of ideas, thought, beliefs, your emotion with one and another person, which is communication. So, most important is communication process. There are 5 elements of communication. First is sender, encoder, message, decoder, receiver and feedback. Here is some first process is sender. Sender who transfer their ideas to the receiver. Sender means origin of the source. Sender means origin of the information. So, sender has created the idea. Then second part is a encoder. Encoder means where sender convert his idea into words. He give the words to that ideas or convert their ideas into the messages. Then it will message transfer to the receiver. Receiver who receive the message and decode the message. Decode the message means understand the message. Then while understanding, receiver send feedback to the sender. It will be positive feedback, it will be negative feedback. In that you can say that it is a complete effective communication. If receiver not sending the feedback to the sender, then that situation you can't say that it is the effective communication. Effective communication means two-way communication. Sometimes your receiver act as a sender and sometimes your sender act as a receiver. While your receiver sending the feedback to the sender, that time receiver is your sender and sender accept the feedback, that time sender act as a receiver. Sender is also known as a encoder and receiver is also known as a decoder. Here are the process of the communication for effective communication. Then types of communication. Okay, there are major two types of communication. One is a oral communication, verbal communication, and second one is a non-verbal communication. But here we are say that the communication is divided into two groups. First is based on communication channels and based on style and purpose. Communication is divided into two parts. One is based on communication channel and second one is a based on style and purpose. Okay. The based on communication channel, it will divided into two parts. First is a non-verbal communication and second one is a verbal communication. Verbal communication means what? Verbal communication means you are sharing ideas, thoughts, belief with the mouth of word, or you are sharing your ideas through words, which is verbal communication. And non-verbal communication where you are sharing your ideas, thought, beliefs with sign language, with the help of symbols, which is non-verbal communication. Again, verbal communication is divided into two parts. First one is a oral communication and second one is a written communication. Oral communication means you are sharing the ideas, thoughts, beliefs to the mouth of word, which is oral communication. And written communication means while you are sharing your ideas, thought, beliefs through written communication or sending the message to the people. For example, you are sending the WhatsApp messages, you are sending the letters to the people, you are sending the symbols to the peoples, which is written communication. Okay. Oral communication, again it divided into two parts. First is a face-to-face communication and second one is a distance communication. Face-to-face communication means you are interacting with each other, which is face-to-face communication. Without interaction, you can't say that it is a communication. Once you are sender send the messages, but receiver can get the feedback, that time you can't say that it is a communication. Always communication is a two-way. If communication is not two-way, then you can't say that it is a communication. Okay? There face-to-face communication where you are interacting with people, like you are chilling with your friends, you are hang out with your friends, you are discussing something with your colleagues, that is a face-to-face communication. And next one is a distance communication. Distance communication means video calls, then voice calls, voice mails. These are the these are the types of oral communication. Okay. Next type is based on the style and the purpose. Based on this style and purpose, it will divided into two parts, formal communication and second one is a informal communication. Formal communication is a structured communication, it is a official communication. While you are giving the presentation, while you are talking with your boss, while you are sending a business letter to any organization, that kind of communication is a formal communication. We can say that the formal communication is a structured communication, and informal communication means while you are talking with your colleague, while you are talking with your family members, your friends, there is means you are not using any structure for this communication, which is in normal communication. We can say that normal communication means informal communication. Okay. So these are the types of communication, but major two types of communication are there. First one is verbal communication and non-verbal communication. Here are some barriers to the communication. Every person, each person have their different understanding, their different perception, because each and every person have their different financial background, economical background, their upbringing are different, their cultures are different, their religions are different, so their perception is also different. So barriers to the communication, first barrier is a psychological barrier. The internal obstacles that stem from the emotion, perception, bias and low self-esteem prejudice. Psychological barriers means each and every person have their different mentality. The mentalities depend on their emotions, how they perceive the things, how they perceive the things. So this is psychological barrier. Sometimes you are trying to say indifferently and someone getting it differently. So it will be a communication barrier. Then cultural barrier. As we know, India have the more culture, different variety of culture are there. So variety of culture, languages are different, culture are different, it will also affect the communication. Then emotional barriers, negative feelings about people, places or situations, emotions like fear, mistrust. If someone trying to say something but you are mistrust him, so in that time you can't trust him or you can't hear what he said. So it is again a barrier of communication. Then physiological barriers. Physiological barriers mean disorders, diseases, other limitations. Then voice disorders such as shrillness. Perceptual barriers, mental blocks that affect the how people perceive people, topics and events. So here is the barriers of the communication. So we can say that the communication is most important thing for the any personality development. If we are talking about personality development, then communication is one of the major skill of the personality development. Okay, thank you.